This is the first of 2 videos I intend to create exploring the webpage annotation tool, DocentEDU. The first video will provide you some basic background on this online service and explore kind of the administrative side of DocentEDU. And the second will show you the markup tools available to teachers and students. If the second one gets a little too long, I will probably try to create a third that deals with kind of the student perspective on this tool. DocentEDU, in my opinion, is probably the most mature of the layering tools that I can offer you at this point. It is a service developed specifically for through the K-12 market, and I regard it as most mature because it offers the widest range of annotation tools, and it offers a fairly sophisticated system for providing instructors with data on learner activity. The tool itself, and I find this kind of surprising, is simply a Google Chrome extension. Now, that provides some information that perhaps is important. You really do need to be have a Google account to use this tool. It works extremely well in those schools that are set up for the Google Classroom suite, but it also works fine using individual Google accounts. It is an extension, so it's something that's added to the Chrome browser. But what that really does is just give you access to the back end that provides all the services and all the capabilities. A couple other things maybe that might be helpful about DocentEDU. I know that the company, through communications I've had with them, is considering changing the name. Docent, if you are familiar with that word, I tend to think of it as associated with museums and individuals in museums who are there to help the public appreciate and understand the primary source exhibits. Now, that actually makes a lot of sense to me. It suits the way I like to think about using these markup tools to modify online content, to kind of turn them into instructional resources. But perhaps this way of thinking about it is not well understood by the general public, and the company, at least at the time I was communicating with them, was thinking about renaming the service. So my reference to DocentEDU I don't think will go away per se, but the name may change. The other thing I should mention, maybe a couple more things. The first is while the company at one time was exploring apps for tablets, and I, in fact, have their app that I can use on my iPad, they're not continuing this focus, at least in the immediate future. And so for educators perhaps working in schools relying upon tablets, this may be an issue. And I guess the final comment I might make is this is a paid service. The cost, at least as I remember it and as is now the case, is $40 per class for those instructors that may want to use it, say, for a semester or for a limited period of time, it is $8 per class per month. But the service also allows the creation of 5 individual docents. I'll explain what those are later. So if this interests you and you want to explore it personally, the 5 docents should give you plenty of opportunity. All right, kind of the administrative approach first. So here's how I kind of like to think about this in terms of organization. You begin as an educator by adding the extension to your Chrome browser. Once you have that installed, you create and label classes. You then share a code that is provided to you with your students. Your students pretty much, I guess you would say, sign up for the classes using this code. You create these layered lessons called docents. You add them to a class. The docents then, or the lessons, if you would prefer that term, are available to students. So install the extension, kind of create an account, create a class, get a code, share the code with students. Students use the code to enroll in a class, add lessons or docents to the class. The students then would access these lessons and do their work. So what you see here after that kind of lengthy introduction is the DocentEDU.com homepage, I guess you would call it. And a couple of things perhaps to notice here is, first of all, the big button in the middle. Sign up and get the browser extension. So click on this, and the installation of the DocentEDU extension in your browser will be pretty much taken care of automatically. But you go to this homepage and you would get the extension, or that perhaps is the most easy way to do that. Excuse me, from this page. Since I already have an account, you'll see up here that it knows this as soon as I sign in. It recognizes me as an existing teacher, and this gives me access to the dashboard, which I'll use this button in just a second. And also, if you can see this, look carefully up here in the menu bar icons, and this is the icon for DocentEDU. The process of creating or modifying an existing web page to turn it into a docent is initiated from this icon. So you would be on the site that you want to mark up, and you would click this icon, and that then would reveal the tools that you would use. Okay, let's then go through kind of the rest of the administrative process. So if I go to my dashboard, you'll see what it brings up, among other things, are basically docents that I've created. So I have marked up a page, integrating technology, Twitter chat, so that exists already as a docent. But my recommendation for getting started, because you obviously wouldn't have these things necessarily, is to go up here where it says classes, And you can see that if you would click on the plus, you would create a new class. In doing so, and this is the class that I have used consistently in these tutorials, because I teach it as kind of a demonstration. I've already created a class in this manner called IDT 540. And what you see here is this code. This code is what you would provide students, and students then would use this code to enroll in this class. So that's kind of the process up to the point of creating individual docents that would then be assigned to one of these classes, or the class that I have created here. You can kind of see how that would work if I go back to this page, and you can see. Well, this is what that marked up page looks like. But what I really need to show you is here, going back actually. I would click here under Assign, and the classes that I have created, I've only created one, come up. That's then assigned, so I'll click here. That would remove that assignment. I don't want to do that. So that's the third step, I guess, in this administrative process. Once you have classes set up, once you have students enrolled, once you've created docents, you assign them to your existing classes. So that's kind of the background on this powerful tool. It runs within the Chrome browser as an extension. It is a paid service, but there is plenty of opportunity to explore its potential without having to pay. It has powerful tools, and the process that I'm trying to get you to understand is you install the extension, you get an account, you create a class, you share the passcode for this class with students. Students enroll in the class. You create docents or lessons, and then you assign these lessons to a class to make them available to students. So in a few days, I should have another video posted that will kind of take you through the markup capabilities of DocentEDU.